I just love color-themed tropes. Oh, hello there. Thank you for joining us once again for yada yada yada. Episode 30. You got the spiel.
Drug Doctor Who, Heroes and Villains, episode 30. This is the Silurians. We're still on villains. They first appeared in the Third Doctor serial.
I have a lot more enthusiasm for the intros when I'm
drinking. Yeah, we're going back to drinking next week. So
I'm much more of a party animal.
There you go.
Not very. Yeah, hello.
Right. So the Autons, which we just talked about, showed up in the Third Doctor's very first serial, Spearhead from Space. These guys show up in the Third Doctor's second serial, Doctor Who and the Silurians, which is the only time any of the titles ever use the term Doctor Who.
The only time ever?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw an exclamation point in the title and be like,
Kerblam. It's the only time. Kerblam.
Is it really?
It's the only time they've ever used punctuation in a Doctor Who title.
It's such a strange decision to do something once. Like use the name of the protagonist in the title.
Well, no, the protagonist is not Doctor Who. It's the Doctor.
Well,
which is why the day of the Doctor, the name of the Doctor, the night of the Doctor.
Who, okay.
Yeah, but Doctor Who's the name of the show. But this is the only time they've referred to him officially in the show stuff as Doctor Who.
I did the thing that people get mad at for calling Link Zelda or something. Like, it's like, no, it's the Doctor. it's Link, not Zelda. Zelda's the princess.
There's a great cold cold opening on some comedian show, and they do the whole Doctor Who theme, and afterwards he goes, and I'm talking about Doctor Who, and he goes, oh wait a minute, pardon me, the Doctor. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna start calling him Doctor Who just to bug people.
It's the Doctor.
Would that bother you if I
Yes. Be like me calling you Fred.
That's what I feel like. You calling me Fred would bother me less than me saying Doctor
You know what? You're probably right. At least you're here to defend yourself. The Doctor's not here to defend himself.
I don't know if he cares.
Well, it depends on which one.
Do you think the actor would be like, no?
It depends on the actor.
I feel like Hartnell very much so would be.
True, he's dead, but true.
He's like, you have to press the right buttons on the target.
Exactly.
He would. Hartnell would be the actor that'd say, "No, it's the Doctor. Get it right for the kids, okay?"
Okay. So anyway,
the kids care about it, so you should care about it.
All right. So far we've had 30 main characters / villains.
So we're just grown-up kids at this point.
Who
still care about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not Zelda. It's the Doctor.
All right.
So Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Here's what I'm saying. Right. It's still April 11th, 2022. All right. I don't know how many serials we want to include them in, because there's as a villain, because later on there's a Silurian that's a companion.
I don't know if this was a good design choice to add number of appearances.
Yeah, it does. It works.
It's hard to nail down. So just erase that.
All right, that sounds like a good idea.
I do like the first appeared though. That's a
number of episodes is also good for
companions.
Well, not only for companions, but what we're talking about is serial. When we're talking about the regular show, number of episodes, 4 or 6 or 10 or whatever.
It gives you like an overall timeline.
Yeah. Right. So Silurians.
We're still figuring out the formatting after how many years?
Silurians are people. They're kind of like lizard people that live reptilian that live under the earth, and apparently they were around millions and millions of years before humans.
The original
inhabitants of the planet.
Yeah.
They inhabited the planet, and then they went underground because I guess they saw the moon. The asteroid that was going to hit and wipe everything out.
It turned out to be the moon that harmlessly entered that orbit. When they first said it, I was really excited because we had just watched the Cybermen, and then we went to the Silurians, and the Silurians were talking about this giant asteroid that they thought was going to wipe out life on the surface of the planet. I was like, oh, that's Mondas, that's the mirror planet that they were seeing, and they were like, no, it's actually the moon. I was like, oh, they missed a really cool plotline. They could have combined the two origin stories of the two villains. But yeah, it was the moon that was coming into orbit around the Earth, and they thought it was an asteroid. So they went underground for a long, long time
Yeah.
to hibernation.
And then we accidentally wake them up through drilling and whatnot.
Dang humans destroying them.
And that, in the modern stuff, that comes into play as well. Where we wake
fracking. We're fracking again.
No, it's just
People are
scientists
protesting.
seeing how far they can drill down. It's not for oil like in the original.
Oh, like the boring hole in Russia?
Yeah, stuff like that. Just seeing how far they can go.
Because we're like this far into the Earth's crust on the grand scale of things. So the Silurians being original inhabitants of the Earth and then going subterranean is another like sci-fi trope, which I also really like. But it's not one that like keeps popping up again and again, so I don't know if I'd get tired of it, but I really like the idea of like this race coming up and being very entitled, saying this is our planet, because that's relatable. I feel like I would. Well, like you leave and then you come back to re-inhabit your home, and then it's been taken over by another species. You're like, hey, that's ours.
It's like, not anymore, dude.
The Silurians wake up and they're all these humans. They're like, hey, get out of here. This is my house.
This is my house.
Like you go on vacation and then someone squats in your home when you get back. It's like, get out of here. That's not yours.
But there are...
So it's relatable. They're relatable villains. Villains when they're relatable are so much more fun.
True.
Except the Daleks, they're just fun because they're so unrelatable.
But they do show up in the modern stuff. They show up several times in the old, and then they show up in the modern stuff. And their cousins, the Sea Devils, which we'll talk about in a couple weeks, they also show up in the old stuff. And by the time we talk about them, we'll have shown up in the new stuff. This Sunday, this Easter Sunday, we have a special, The Legend of the Sea Devils is the name of it.
What if it's totally unrelated?
Yeah.
Have they said that it is about the Sea Devils?
Yes.
The Sea Devil is like a broad term that could mean like a sailor or something.
No, there's a trailer out for it.
Okay.
Okay, in this show, they put out trailers for episodes.
I think that would be hilarious if they just trolled
And
the
they look
fan
fairly
base.
like the Sea Devils of old.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you spoiled my fun. Wouldn't that be a great April Fool's joke if they announced like something and people were like, "Oh, that means this is coming back," and it's just a misdirection. It's like, no, it's just this roaming band of pirates that call themselves the Sea Devils. People would be so mad about that, right?
There are all of these rumors about who the 14th Doctor is going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And bless you. And there was April Fool's jokes about like crazy, annoying.
You don't have fun. Bless you.
Changes in temperature make me sneeze. I turned on the air conditioner, so now I'm sneezing.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what the science behind that is. Something to do with
I don't know. You walk into a grocery store, it's hot outside, and the temperature's like 10 degrees difference.
You just start sneezing. That seems like it would be annoying.
It
is. You get out of your car, you sneeze. You get in your car, you sneeze.
No, it's not quite that bad.
Okay.
But yeah. All right. So, although sometimes.
So you let's see.
Ooh, pardon me.
Everyone listening at home with headphones on, just like blew their speakers out.
Alright. So anyway.
Someone was falling asleep watching the podcast.
I'm awake. Alright, so the Silurians are villains, and they get fairly violent. Remember, they're killing all those people in that town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relatable.
They get fairly violent.
Get out of my house. I think they
get out of my barn for...
They think they're superior to humans as a race.
Oh yeah, we're the evolved monkeys.
They're like, get out of here, animals. Yeah, the monkeys that showed up and
very
their
racist.
planet.
Yeah.
It's like, get out of here.
And so then they, let's see. So, and then when we meet them in the modern stuff, they're not like that ice warrior kind of thing like they are in the old stuff. It's really good, nice makeup, like gorgeous makeup.
Oh.
And one of them...
That's rare to see. I'm rarely ever satisfied with like effects artist makeup when it's more sci-fi. Like even in modern day, Disney Guardians of the Galaxy high-end stuff, like Drax looks great. Love his special effects makeup as an alien. You look at what's the green girl's name? I just had both their names in my head. Hers is okay, and then you look at her cyborg sister, the blue one. You've seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes, and her cyborg sister is played by a Doctor Who companion.
I heard about that, I think. But her makeup and
Amy Bond.
Disney is worth billions, and they spent millions on these Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and this cyborg alien person, they just like painted her blue and stuck on some like silver makeup, and it looks bad. It's just really you can see the sheen off the light, which like normal skin doesn't do that, and it's like you could touch that up with some special effects or something. It just looks bad. So it's nice to see really well done.
Well, you'll see, and like I said, and then one of them becomes a companion for the Doctor in the Paternoster gang, which I mentioned.
The elevator gang?
Yeah.
We were just joking about how every villain turns into a companion, so I hear.
Okay, but it has her. She's a lesbian lizard. It has her human wife.
I feel like a lot of reptiles are lesbian. Have you heard about the frogs?
No. Okay. It has her. It has her wife, who's human, and then it has. What's his name? He's a Sontaran.
So Lynx or Inks.
Drac. No, not
something
Drax.
with an X.
Yeah.
I feel like
I can't think of his name, but there's
Sontarans have a very similar naming nomenclature. Is that
nomenclature?
Right? Nomenclature. Nomenclature.
And we're going to talk about the Sontarans in 2 weeks when we talk about the Master, because the Sontarans also show up with the third Doctor.
I was so convinced that we already did a Heroes and Villains in the Sontarans, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking of a regular podcast. We were talking about the Sontarans.
No, but their first appearance is in the first serial, The Time Warrior, of the third Doctor's last season.
That one was named Lynx, and that was the medieval one where he shows up in the castle.
Yeah.
I still remember.
Which gets tied into other stuff later. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
And I remember the first Sontaran we see, the potato boy, his name is Lynx, and then we see the Sontaran again, but it's a different Sontaran, but his name is like Kinks or Finks.
The Sontaran Stratagem. Yeah.
I'm like, they're all named.
No,
like,
Sontaran Experiment. Sorry, the Sontaran Experiment.
The Experiment, yeah.
Yeah, with Tom Baker.
That was more sci-fi.
During Flux, they reference Lynx.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, the latest season of Doctor Who, they reference Lynx.
Well, I'm glad that name stuck out to me. It reminded me of the Lynx cat creature.
The Lynx about Lynx.
I don't know why. Hey, Lynx.
Alright, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so, Silurians.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about lizard people living under the earth.
I'm just looking at
Silurians.
my horrible handwriting.
Well, some of it's mine.
No, it's just my eyes. Anything I do that's a straight line is not size correct. You look up to two eyes in Villains and the eyes in Silurians. They're just slightly too big for the rest of the letters.
Okay. It's like you decided to. This is how tall you want it to be, and then you had to add on the end bits.
Yeah. No one to stop trying.
Oh man. Alright,
so we should just replace this with a green screen so I can do this all digitally.
No, that's no fun.
It's way more fun because we can do anything on the green screen.
Yeah, but
I'll have showgirls dancing behind you. And
I like this better. Okay. I want the showgirls dancing in front of me. Alright, but anyway, Silurians, they're fun reptiles that live beneath the earth. We've talked about them when we encountered them. They come back in the new stuff several times.
They have a psychic eye in their head that, it was supposed to be a third eye, but I always thought it looked like an anus in their forehead or a mouth. I'm like, why do they have a mouth there? And then they shot
the modern ones don't.
They took that out?
The modern ones don't.
Well, that's probably a good design.
It is. It's a better choice.
Because it look kind of odd.
Yeah, the modern ones don't. It's a good choice.
They're very lumpy reptilians with the fins, the three fins, and
I think talking about their best serial that you've seen so far is only the one, right?
Yeah, I thought I got confused with the Sea Devils and the Silurians. I thought I saw them more than once, but I don't think I did. Yeah, it's just Doctor Who and the Silurians.
Yeah, the Sea Devils. So far, you've seen one. You'll see a second one in the Fifth Doctor, and then their third appearance is going to be this Sunday with the Legend of the Sea Devils.
So they're just technically a reoccurring villain. They don't have.
They will be
very many.
They've come back once, now they're going to come back again.
There you go.
All right.
So would you consider 2 appearances a recurring villain, or a third appearance before you cross that threshold?
Ooh, I would go with,
because that would make the Yeti a reoccurring character.
Well, they are
the
reoccurring.
Yetis. Yeah. Oh, do they come back more than twice? More than once?
Hold on.
Because I've seen the Yetis twice.
No, the Great Intelligence comes back, but they don't. No, we'll just go with one come.
I guess they're
back
kind of
once.
lumped together. The Great Intelligence.
But yeah, if they come back once, and they're reoccurring, obviously.
Okay. So 2 appearances. We're doing a show about it.
Most of the time, yeah. I don't think we've skipped any or missed any.
I'm just trying to. I'm gonna catch this on some sort of technicality of it.
Well, it's like the monk. He was a reoccurring villain because he showed back up in the Daleks' master plan.
We did do a.
And we did do a serial.
And he's never come back.
He has not come back since. Yeah. Probably destroyed. No, he wouldn't destroy the Time War. All right.
I'm just looking for some weird way to annoy you by some technical reappearance of some reference of some obscure villain that we have to do a podcast on.
Well, we create the list before we decide who we're going to do the podcast on.
Yeah.
That'd be the time to bring it up, not during the podcast.
Well, I know, yeah. I'm saying I'm going to find some way to annoy you at some point.
Wait.
We won't do it.
You've already done that.
Yeah, that's my job. Your job is to know about this show. And things.
Your job is to ask questions.
And my job is to keep the audience entertained while we talk. while we date the podcast with release dates and do this non-coherent recap.
Well, especially next week when we're drinking again.
It is called Drunk Doctor.
Yeah. Next week will be fun. Like I said, we're doing the Image of the Fed doll.
Yeah, now we're sober. I'm being annoying for no reason.
Yeah. When you're drunk, at least. It's... All right, and then we've got 3 more serials for this season. Let's see. The Sunmakers, Underworld, and the Invasion of Time. And then we start up the Key of Time series, which is the first season that had different serials, but it was all connected by an overarching plot. They do that again with the 6th Doctor in Trial of a Time Lord. This is the first time they do it.
I'm already confused again.
Well,
I'm not sober. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying. I follow.
You will.
We're talking about archways,
right. And we have 93 episodes of the main podcast so far.
Mm-hmm.
And the Stones of Blood is in the middle of the Key of Time, and we will hit that for our 100th episode.
Hey.
Sometime this summer. Sometime this summer. Yep.
That's an achievement.
Yeah.
Should I bake a cake?
Sure.
Should we do something special? Should I wear a costume?
No.
I'm gonna dress up like one.
Tom Baker's the current Doctor
I'm gonna come in a TARDIS suit. Or a Dalek suit or something.
But we'll get less wasted than we did at the 50th episode, because the 50th was 10 episodes long. The War Games. Remember how wasted we were?
No.
Have you watched that podcast?
I blacked out. I think I did make it all the way through that podcast. It was rough.
It was rough to watch. You ended up out in the living room, drunk on the floor.
That is what I do remember. I don't remember the podcast better.
You were here for a little bit, and then you went out there and stayed. And I'm seeing you going, and this happened.
When you get too toasty, you do that. And your words just continue to. So we.
Yeah, you were passed out. I was just wasted. And it was 45-minute podcast. That was it for 10 episodes, because that's all I could bear.
So sometimes you're more toasty than I am, and I'll ask you a question like, "Did we ever see these people again?" And you go, "So we will see." And You're grabbing your notes in slow motion.
That's hilarious. That's probably what weed's like.
Are we going to do a hi, Dr. Who?
It's going to have to be legal here first, which is going to be after it's legal federally, and then Texas will have to change that.
That's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, it will, but not yet.
Would you try it? Are you a weedy person?
I'll try it. You?
You think it make you nervous?
No.
I don't have I don't think I have any problems with anything that's legal. I don't think I have any problems with a lot of things that are illegal too. I'm just afraid of the government breaking through my the SWAT team crashing through my windows and saying, "Wait, you littered." Pick that up.
You drove 60 in a 55.
Yeah. I don't care if people are speeding. It's just I don't speed because I don't want a ticket.
Okay, and that's what we think of you Silurians. All right. We will see you next week where we actually go back to the regular bit of the show.
Did we talk about the Silurians?
We talk about all we can talk about. You've only seen one serial. They come back in the new stuff, and one of them's a companion. I mean, do you have any questions about the Silurians?
How many eyes do they lose? Do you think they're going to lose another eye in their next appearance?
Well, maybe because only if one of them's a pirate, because it's supposed to be a pirate episode. It's literally a pirate episode.
That would be such a great joke.
I'll show you the trailer. It's a pirate episode.
That'd be such a great joke about every appearance. They keep losing eyeballs. And then at one point they're just blind because they've been underground for so long. They don't have any eyes left. They're just sonar Silurians.
Well, no, to be fair, it's the Sea Devils that are in this one with the pirates. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Sea Devils.
That's a good point.
Alright.
They don't have tails. Isn't that a prerequisite for reptiles to have tails?
No.
What's a reptile that doesn't have a tail?
Well, a lizard when you pull its tail off.
Wait. Did they lose all their tails? Well, even then it grows back. Do you think they have little nubs that they're hiding in their pants?
I'm trying to think.
And their little nubbins wig.
Smells like dogs when you cut their tail off, which I don't like. But
yeah,
no. I'm just trying to think. I think a platypus is a mammal, but even that has a tail.
It does, yeah. I don't know if platypuses count as a tail. It's like a paddle or something. It's
like a
weird,
beaver.
It's a weird tail, yeah.
It's a weird animal.
It's
a weird animal.
I'm sure they would say the same about us.
Alright. Any more questions about Silurians?
No more reasonable questions about the Silurians. We could talk here all night
about platypus.
Hypothetical.
We're sober people. All right, next week we'll be drunk again.
Honestly, I feel like I'm way more focused when
when you're drunk.
I said I was very enthusiastic about the intros, and now I'm sober and just
yeah, whatever.
Welcome back.
All right, see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You didn't move your feet.
I did.
Oh, you did.
I advanced my queen,
oh.
threatening your knight.
Oh.
Now it's your go.